12 years.
And how long from the thought of the crime to the actual crime?
The idea of a movie about a guy in prison that is helped sort of by a horse and then sort of helps himself. If you tell someone that that's what the movie's about, they could go, oh, see, I've seen that movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it, I know what that movie is. But that's not what this movie is at all. How did you sort of keep it from going in a direction that could be kind of sappy or, you know, could have some more meat to it?
Yeah, there's definitely a Disney version of that film. So,
Yes.
and that was definitely what we didn't want to do.
Yes.
I love Disney, but it was not the purpose of it. So I when I went there and observed so much of those training, I liked the brutality, the rawness of it. And I only wanted to put this film between this raw and refinedness and between this poetry and deep violence. I thought the film had to stay rough, silent. I wanted to have a sensorial experience and definitely not a happy ending. So avoiding the traps, I would say. Also having like the right people around me to tell the same story, because with Matthias we knew we wanted to tell this story, not, you know, not like something sweet or there's obviously tenderness. There's a lot of, but we wanted to keep this very honest.
And your character, I mean, often in the Disney version of this movie, you come to find out, oh, that he'd been wrongfully accused or something, you know what I mean? Like, and you do come to like your character, but he is in jail for a reason, and he has done some bad things to his family and to other people, and sort of there is sort of that too. And what made you? I mean, sort of how did you build your character?
You know, in preparation to this movie, we went to visit three maximum facility, three maximum security prisons, and we spent a few days there all together to talk with inmates, and that helped us a lot to get an insight in you know, the specifics of every individual, but at the same time the emotional reality of what they've been through, the background of what they've been through, and the background before they got into prison. All these elements gave us an enormous variety of anecdotes and stories, but they always had one thing in common, is that all these actions that make them end up in jail always come from a very broken background, like an unbalanced family background. So they all come from a place of pain. So to build this character, I think the biggest exercise was not to judge it. You know, the audience can judge him, other people can judge him, but for me as an actor, there's no point in judging my character. So I gotta strip him from all the external elements or all the projections from audiences. I just gotta look at the core of this being and see what heart is beating in there, and then take it from there and try to create a character that is looking for himself and rediscovering himself through an animal, which is a very intuitive process, not a intellectual process, and be very sincere about it.
There's a scene in the movie where where Roman is in a not a focus group, like a therapy group, and you know, everyone sort of says like, oh, it was a split second that got me here. Like, it was a decision that I made very quickly. How much of that was from some of the research that you guys did going into the movie? And why was that important to include in the movie?
It's a program actually in San Quentin in California that's run by a man, a therapist, and I did observe this program and went there, and I thought it was very, very interesting to see this verbally how those men were getting to awareness of what they did, and like there's tons of years of incarceration, addition, you know, like there's 20 men and 245 years of incarceration between all of them. And it was 1 minute and 35 seconds of thought. So it was like, okay, can you think about it? Yeah, absolutely, we can think about it. And I got struck by this class, and I really wanted to portray that in the film to kind of give another lecture of the therapy. You have like those physical animal therapy, but also those verbal therapy are very important for them to kind of understand and make a connection between what they learn and also what they, the different kind of awareness that they can have to be able to step back from their darkness.
That's a dangerous animal. If you can stay in there for more than 5 seconds, you're in the program.
Nice boost.